Okay, lovelies. Okay, lovelies. We're trying to see the best angle we can have right now, which really, the camera is really working with me tonight. Hi, lovelies. I got some Starbies here. I actually never call Starbucks Starbies. This is very not usual for what I do. I just wanted to talk to you guys, and the topic of conversation that I wanted to talk about today was being alone and how it's just okay, especially when you're in this place of not having friends anymore. I think when you lose friends or when you're trying to make friends, it is so easy to be mad at the fact that you are alone. When going through, one, a friendship breakup, and two, trying to discover new people that you enjoy, you're going to be alone. And there isn't much talk about that, about how being alone is okay. It really is just a moment to go and find yourself. There's something so beautiful about going out and running to the store, running errands, getting food, eating out all by yourself. There's something really beautiful about it, and how you are now being able to connect with yourself in a way that you haven't before. I just wanted to talk about a few things that I've been able to learn, and hopefully you can kind of figure out that being alone is okay, and that it's all a part of this journey of growing and healing and finding people that you absolutely adore. Also, side note, I have the AC on. It is almost 80 degrees outside. I have black leather seats, so the AC is on, so sorry if you can hear it. When I first didn't have anybody, yes, I still had my boyfriend, but I just feel like there's a difference between, obviously friends and your significant other. There is this feeling of loneliness, of not having somebody to talk to call, to share something with, or even hit up to go and grab something to eat. There's a point in time when going through my friendship breakup that I felt like I couldn't do those things unless I had somebody with me. There had to be somebody I was meeting up with in order to grab coffee, in order to go thrift, in order to go out to eat, and it's not that. And I realized at a point that I wasn't allowing myself to experience things because I was so afraid of being alone and being by myself. So that had me think to myself that I don't think the issue is wanting to have friends to go and do something with. It's the fact that I'm so afraid of being by myself. And when you're at that point within your journey of finding yourself, you have to start to realize that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to just be by yourself. And there are so many things in this world you have to experience, and you don't always need somebody right by your side in order to experience how beautiful the world really is. And in order to make memories, I think there's a lot of time where we feel that in order to create memories, we have to have somebody else there to capture it with, and you don't. Society creates this vision of what life is supposed to be, and it's just this bullshit blurred reality, and that's not how life is. Life is beautiful, it's worth it, and it's worth fighting for, especially when you're in a place of trying to be alone. Again, so how do you get to this place where you're comfortable being alone and being by yourself and you're okay with it? One is get uncomfortable. I talk about this all the time. There are gonna be so many moments in your life where you're uncomfortable. And I don't know if I heard this quote from somewhere or if I just made this all up in my head, but in life, when you are your most uncomfortable, you are the most willing to risk it all in order to find that comfort again, right? So take that all into consideration when being alone. You don't have to do anything crazy. Go outside, grab a book, and sit and read by yourself. I promise you, it's gonna feel so weird at first, but it's going to feel incredible afterwards, because you're reaching that comfort. Once you're done with it, you're finally okay, it's over with, I did it, I accomplished it, and now I'm okay with it, and I'm gonna do it again. I think a lot of the time, especially, at least for me, when I had to do things by myself, I would overthink so much about what other people around me were thinking of. Like, oh my gosh, that person's gonna think I'm weird because I'm sitting alone, or that person's gonna think that I'm lonely, that person's gonna know that I have nobody I'm waiting for. It's gonna be weird. Honestly, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares if you're sitting alone somewhere. Nobody cares about what you're doing. And it took me a long time to realize that when going through a process of being alone. Like, even right now in this moment, I am by myself. I am talking to my camera, and there are tons of cars around me, tons of people going into different shops and passing by my car. 7-8 months ago, this would have terrified me and I wouldn't be able to talk. And now it's okay, because nobody genuinely cares about what you're doing, or who you're around, or who you're with, or if you're by yourself. So I think that's something to take into consideration as well when you're trying to be comfortable in being alone. I don't know. I want to just sit here and tell you that being alone is beautiful. It's comforting within itself, and you honestly get to learn so much about the person you are when you are just alone. Again, everything easier said than done, but once you take that first step to just do something by yourself, it's an amazing feeling. I honestly feel like half the time you need to be in scenarios by yourself in order to attract the people that you really want into your life, because I've seen it happen to me. And I think if I was in the headspace at the beginning of this growth and healing and finding myself and loving and learning all these things about myself kind of journey, I would be attracting the wrong kind of people in the beginning of that. And once I was able to be alone and be comfortable with being alone and knowing who I genuinely am, that's when I started finding other human beings that were on the literal same wavelength as me. And that's something beautiful. If you're in this situation of, I'm going through a friendship breakup, I lost all my friends, I'm trying to learn more about myself, keep learning, keep growing, keep finding new things out about yourself, and really absorb all of it and enjoy being alone, because you are going to attract that same energy. I swear. It is such a beautiful thing to meet people and everything clicks. It all makes sense. You don't have to try hard. There's a mutual understanding. You are literally on the same page, the same book, the same chapter. It's beautiful. But to get there, you have to be alone. You have to be uncomfortable at first. And you have to be willing to take those risks in order to attract those people into your life. I hope I got the message across that you can be alone, and it's worth being alone, and you're going to be comfortable being alone, and you're going to learn so much about yourself when you are alone. Being alone is a beautiful thing. I love doing things just for myself. I like taking myself out on dates. I like to make sure that I spend quality time with my own self and do things that only I enjoy with myself. And you realize that at the end of the day, there's a balance between being around people and being around yourself. It's honestly a beautiful experience, and you deserve to have that experience in your life too. But I hope you're able to take something from this. I hope you're able to learn a little bit more about what you want and what you're willing to do and who you really are from this. I don't know. I also just wanted to talk to you and just chat, get to know you a little bit more. But anyways, that is all for today's video. I know this is being uploaded late. There's a lot going on in my personal life, but I still wanted to be able to create something and talk to you. So I hope you're able to just enjoy this a little bit. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe down below, turn on that post notification bell, and of course leave a comment. Let me know if you like these kinds of sit down talking videos where it's not all the theatrics and it's just me talking to you. But I will see all of you on the next video. We'll be journaling together. I have a shadow work video coming out next. It will most likely be uploaded either on Thursday like the regular day or on Friday, depending on how I can get editing all done. But yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. I love you so much. Talk to you later. Bye. Funny story though, as I was I'm a person that, like, if I have cash on me or like a few dollar bills, I have to get them as tips to people. I'm going to put the dollar bill in the tip jar that they have out, and the wind, I like barely miss it and the wind just takes it. And I'm like, oh. So I literally squeeze out of my car. Mind you, the Starbucks employee is watching me do all of this, and I'm just trying not. So I squeeze out of my car. Literally, like, my door can open like this much. I squeeze my body out, go around my car, grab the dollar bill off the ground, put it in the jar, hop in through my passenger door, and I'm like, honestly, that was all for show. Like, basically cannot.